What's up guys, Marco here. Today we're going to be breaking down 21 Savage's née-nah. Hope you enjoyed the video. née-nah is the 9th track on 21 Savage's 3rd and most recent studio album. We've talked a bit about this album in a previous video, that being the Red Drum Breakdown, and I've honestly changed my opinion about this album. At first, I thought that it was a pretty mediocre album and that the best song off of it was Red Drum, but now I'm inclining more towards née-nah. Nevertheless, as I've listened more and more to the album, I've begun to like some other songs, like NHIE, Red Sky, Dark Days, and more. However, when I re-listened to the album the first time, I remained surprised at how good the song née-nah actually is. I don't know how I've overlooked the song, but I'm glad I've actually re-listened it, because after letting it grow some more onto me, it became one of my top 10 favorite 21 Savage songs. The production on this beat is not extraordinary, it's actually quite simple, but the sample itself is what makes this song stand out. So, with that being said, let's move on to the breakdown itself. First of all, as it can also be seen in the song's features, the song was produced entirely by Metro, and as always, he delivers a great beat that stands out in a somewhat manner from the rest. Anyways, once in FL Studio, we're going to be bumping up the BPM of the track from 130 to 165 beats per minute. This song can also be remade at 82 beats per minute, but I went with 165 because it makes the drums easier to recreate. Now, moving on, we're going to get our sample in place. née-nah samples a song called About Her by Malcolm McLaren, and if you couldn't already tell, this song is part of the main soundtrack for the movie Kill Bill Volume 2. Besides the soundtrack, the movie itself is an excellent one. Tarantino really delivered a great sequel. He's a great director also. So basically, Metro made a really good choice sampling this track. Anyways, returning back to FL Studio, we're going to drag the sample onto our sheet and we're going to extract the 3 fragments that we need in order to recreate this song. After separating the fragments from the sample, we're going to pitch them up by 1 semitone, after which we're going to adjust and stretch them to match the original song. After we've adjusted the fragments, we're going to open up the Edison VST and we're going to record the first fragment, which is going to be the intro for this song. Now, after we've recorded and adjusted the fragment, we're going to right click on the waveform and are going to select Open in New Fruity Slicer channel. Here, we're going to disable the declick option, we're going to select snapping on each bit and we're going to increase the attack and the decay by 4 milliseconds. After this, we're going to export it as audio and we're going to adjust it once again. In the end, it should sound something like this. Now, moving on to the second chop, we're going to divide the sample by cutting in between a couple of bars, after which we're going to select all of these fragments and we're going to add a fade in and fade out to create a sidechain effect. And now, for the third chop, we're going to cut each and every beat, and we're going to do the same thing as before to create a rhythmic sidechain effect. Now that we have the sample in place, let's move on to the drums. First of all, we're going to start with the clap, where we have an identical preset. Next off, we have the kick, preset being the rack kick, again identical. Now, moving on, we have this perk that's once more identical. I think the name of this one is something like Congo pork or something like that, I can't remember. But anyways, here's the pattern. Now we're going to add a hi-hat, where we have this PR, I think, hi-hat preset, again identical. Next off, we're going to add the snare. Preset, again, identical. And the last instrument composing this breakdown is this metro boom in sub bass. Also, make sure to copy these settings. Now, before showing you the final result, I would much appreciate if you'd leave a like, subscribe and share to help reach out to more producers and music enthusiasts out there. Without no further ado, here's the final result. Pretty solid breakdown if you ask me. Identical presets, sample breakdown, and Shazam test best. I mean, what more could you want? And with that being said, if you've enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these breakdowns, stay tuned, because there's more of them on the way. Until then, see you next time.